Hello, I'm doing another episode. This is actually quite soon in real time after the last one. Just because I'm having a lot of fun and I felt like playing more, and the only audience participation I kind of brought up was whether we should try to get 3 strength for that Storm Dragon armor. And I'm just kind of figuring, nah, we won't do that. So I'm just gonna go on my merry way. If I don't get any other resist electricity, maybe I'll keep it and like put it on in rare cases, but I'm not gonna try to like make it so it's really useful for me to wear all the time and stuff, because I got RC on this armor anyway, right? So if I can already resist cold with my current armor, I'll just be trading one pip resistance for another. So we're pretty cool, and we're gonna go just journey downward. The nice thing is once we get LRD castable, because I haven't used it in quite a long time, but we can mess around and practice with it because we have our staff of channeling, so we're not gonna have to deal with that huge spell hunger, which could be a big problem if we just want to, test out LRD a bunch. Now it's like, whatever. I'm just gonna use my staff of channeling and not have hunger costs. And on that note, we're also going to put on the staff of energy to quick cast Stone Skin. And then we're gonna go wield our bow. And then we're gonna go down the stairs. We kind of need to eat soon, but Lair is full of edible things. Wolf. Thing to note about wolves, well, they come in packs as you could guess, but there also is a unique who has like a wolf pack. Or no, maybe I think his pack used to be like called hounds, but now wolves, like there aren't any hounds, it's just wolves. The point is, wolves, don't fight a wolf unless you can fight 3 wolves, because as you see, that's exactly what happens. And in this case, we're gonna grab a demon just because why not? Yeah, you see, those wolves are pretty serious. Oh man, he died to the poison, so even though my guy was dead, I still didn't get the full experience. It was a collateral kill. Okay. So, just kind of trolling around. I mean, we're going to do all, not all, we're going to do 7 of the 8 floors of Lair, because the 8th floor always has something way more dangerous. Well, not always, but for most branches it does. So we're going to do Lair up to 7, and when we clear Lair 7, then we're going to go and try to find Orc, probably. Or have we found Orc? No, we haven't. Oh, it's close. I think we were on D10 or 11. I keep popping this up. Yeah, we reached Dungeon 10, and Orc is 9 to 12, so Orc is coming up soon. We'll butcher 1 just because whatever. Maybe we'll be hungry, and we're at full piety anyway. We're just sacking to stave off the piety loss anyway. So this is going to be kind of boring, unfortunately, but it's like good. We want boring because the whole point is that we just want this nice, calm power curve so that we can get LRD online and not have to worry about it. Wand of Fire, that's quite good. Because I believe Fire is the good wand and Flame is the bad one. Oh, that's right, I already have one and I already did this lookup last Wand of Fire, so I've got 2. And our Evo's at 5, it's only going to get better from here. Well, not right now because I'm not training it this instant, but we're probably going to train it again at some point. Okay, they're in lockstep, and LRD's down to yellow, so we're going to have slightly less bad miscasting going on. If we choose to cast it now. We won't, but now it's even more of an option if shit gets hairy. So we have a scroll of identify, and wasn't there like a... Oh yeah, there we go. There it is. An unidentified scroll. Since we got so many identified scrolls, we're going to use it on this enchant weapon too. So we could make this bow pretty strong. I don't want to just because I'm holding out for either a longbow or like a artifact bow or something that's better. If we find like a longbow at all, though, we probably will switch to that and just enchant it up, even if it doesn't have anything cool. Or if we find an artifact, then yeah, you can't use enchant scrolls on artifacts. They can't be changed by any mortal means. Agate snails take fucking forever to kill. Eat the screen rat flesh. Lava. And there's some shiny chainmail. What's the encumbrance on chainmail? 15 again, so it's like the Storm Dragon armor. So we're probably not going to use this. In fact, I'm going to not even ID it in case it's cursed. Well, no, we got 5 remove curse. That's fine. We can ID it. See if it's anything really useful. Oh, it's poison resistance. Okay, so we really don't need that because our cloak's doing that. I guess if we ever want a new cloak and really need poison resistance, like, we can control F that. Although, can you control F the keyword R? Yes, you can. That's excellent. Okay. So that's lava. Don't fall into it or you'll die. Actually, I think for most characters, lava is the same as water. There's a couple of characters like octopodes and merfolk who can go into deep water, but not lava. And lava orcs can go into lava, not deep water. But most of the time, they're pretty much the same in terms of just if you fall into it, you'll die. And the only difference is just what kind of monsters can spawn in them. When is that shark gonna come out and face me like a man? Whatever, I'll go to him. I don't care. I'll kill a shark. So we've got flight, and we can get those treasures over on the lava. I just want to get a lot of meat. Okay, there's 5 chunks. Even though they're tainted chunks, 5 will be plenty for what we're going to do. And we just kind of need to be ready. Okay, black mambas are serious business. Which is why we're getting so many imps. They're fast, they're damaging. Their poison's insane, but at least we've got resist poison, so. I call them cat class monsters, because I played a lot of Angband. Those are monsters that are like, even though they're really dangerous, they're dangerous in a way where fleeing from them isn't really smart. They're dangerous, but the best way to kill them is to just fight them very quickly. So I think I'm going to risk flying onto there. There might be something dangerous chilling there, but we can always summon demons and shit, and I want to see what's going on. Going to evoke our flight. We fly into the air. Just to be... Okay. This vault has lindworms in it. They look extremely dangerous. We might want to try to just avoid this and fly away. But because they're sleeping, we can check. So there's a spell called Apportation that lets you just yank items, and we could use that to just grab like that ring and skedaddle. Now I have to choose to fight or not. Okay. So they can do like 40 damage a hit when it says damage 20, 10, 10. That means they got like auxiliary attacks. They can flame blast for 3d18, and we don't have resist fire. Okay. I want this in my heart of hearts, but it doesn't look very possible for me to do. Is there a way that I can check before I minimize this? What's the range on flame blast? It doesn't say. Because if, like, I outrange them, then I can just, you know what I'm saying, use a scroll of noise or whatever, and then just pelt them. I need to think long and hard about whether or not I can actually do anything here. I mean, because I've got summoning, but if they just go for me and ignore my guy, then it might not even matter. There also could be a third lindworm. Actually, I think that probably caps it for me here. Whether or not I want to risk this. The fact that I don't know if there's like a third worm chilling there. I think I'm going to mark this and then remind myself to come back later when I'm strong and try to get those rings. We're going to just... Oh, yeah. Wow, are we dignified in our decision. You get a warning a few turns before your flight's going to go out, so we knew we weren't about to... Okay, well, now we're ringed a decision. Oh, the fucking smoke. I can't see them. But, I'm going to stay at, like, the farthest edge here, but if I never see evidence that their flame blast can hit me, then I'm just going to poke at them. You can see I'm dancing really carefully because there's always the danger that it turns out they can flame blast and there just happen not to be, and then they all, you know what I'm saying, flame blast me at the same turn. But the more turns we have where they don't, I'm getting increasingly convinced their flame blast doesn't have the range, and I will actually get this loot right now, which is cool. Oh wait, hang on, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this flesh before it rots. So you see now, this is why augmentation is so good for archers, because it's like, as soon as I get hurt, but I'm going to try to get in situations where I'm fighting a lot without being hurt at all. Well, this actually isn't a good example, because even without augmentation, I guess I'd win eventually, no matter what it looks like. They don't have the range on me. This is just another time. Being an archer is just really good. It's just something like if you were a melee fighter, we would just have to ignore this. So our flight just ended. Do we think that's all the lindworms? Our earth magic went up like 2 ranks while we were doing that. Oh shit, LRD's at 4 and Petrify's at 7. We're going to get them up a little more because even though the failure chances are pretty safe now, since we have so much left for the power that it could be stronger, it's not like having extra earth is going to be bad. It's going to make the LRD hurt more. So we're going to train it up to have it both at 1% failure because I want that spell power anyway. And then we're going to consider if we keep training it or if we do something else. Oh wait, I know what I'm going to do. Derp, derp, derp. It's only going to ask me 1 charge because I don't know if I'm out of lindworms or not. So I'm going to Wand of Digging here. Oh, it didn't get all the way. Whatever, they would have heard me. That was a loud fight. If there had been anyone left, they would have heard it. I'm reasonably sure we're okay with this. Okay, yes. It's all good. First off, we're going to go and collect... We lost a lot of arrows on that, unfortunately. Although there were 19 there, so not too many. We're going to eat 1 lindworm, and we're going to give 2 to Mokleb, and he will be quite happy because they are strong. Now then. Oh, let us reap these rewards. Okay, so first off, we're going to... Oh, we got a Book of Ice at some point. Was that just now? And I just... Or did I get it way earlier and I'm just an idiot? No, just now. Okay, I'm not that dumb. So first off, we're going to go ahead and... What do we need to... Scroll ID, what can I just put on? I think I can just put on the rings. Because I got enough remove curse anyway. So first off, this garnet ring. Okay, this isn't ID'd though, so we're going to go ahead and ID it. Oh, sweet, a ring of protection from magic. That's an excellent one to just have on. So we're quite pleased with that. Now let's try this vibrating gold ring. Okay, this we don't know everything about it because it says try, but we know at least it gives us ice attunement, which gives us like a negative rank of resist fire, a positive rank of resist cold, and it'll make our ice magic stronger. This is excellent because we just found this book of ice at the same time, so we could really make a plan to deal with that. But I'm not going to make that call yet. I just want to go and work on all this loot we found, basically. Okay, so now we're going to see if we missed anything else. Okay, this also gives us resist poison and a rank of resist negative. That's a pretty cool ring. Anything that gives me a Mollis, though, I don't like to keep on permanently because I'm just worried I'll forget about it. So because this has negative resist fire, because it's the ice effect, I'd rather put it on consciously when I'm going to use ice effects and not just leave it on. So, and we need to put our flight on anyway now to get out of here, so... And so now it's just whether I want to do scrolls onto this one or not. And honestly, probably, now that we've found blinking, I'm probably just going to read this and ID it that way. I guess since it could be summoning or something like that, I'll wait till I'm off this island. And then these are those evocables I was talking about, the sack of spiders and the box of beasts. When I mentioned like that we could find them in a gadget shop. So what they'll do is just, this one, if we open it, it will release spiders. And the box of beasts, you can probably guess, if we open it, we'll get beasts. We'll go to the bots for the details. Sack of spiders. Yep, just friendly spiders and webs, and box of, oh, that's not beats, what the fuck. Box of beasts, has a chimera, box 515 of them, 1/3 chance of failure with no bad effects, and it scales with evocations. Yep, So basically, they'll just give us cool shit, but then our eval is needed to make it better. And that's just yet another reason why we want to train up our evocations. It's a really good stat. That's one of the things I like to crusade about, because a lot of people don't realize just how useful evocations can be. Alright, let's go ahead and get off this island. Boing. You can die if you fuck up and, like, run out of flight duration over it, so you need to be careful. But that's why they give you that you're starting to lose your buoyancy message. Be warned, the duration is also somewhat random. Don't assume ever that your flight is going to last as long as your last flight did. I had not a character death, but I had to use a blinking scroll on a character because I made that assumption. It was like this weird vault where it was like a long spiral to get to some rewards. Okay, I actually need to take this shark for serious. Man, this dude just likes to hide from me. Whatever. I'll just keep doing this till I win. Yay. I'm gonna go read those scrolls now before I forget. I need to be careful to make sure there's not anything that I can't deal with. Hey, there's fog. I've been looking for those. That's excellent. And there's, yeah, Scroll of Torment. That's just damaging and dangerous to read ID. But that's why we did it when we were out here safe and sound. Now, I did promise we're going to look in this ice book. We would need to definitely train our spellcasting to get the spell levels we need. However, it's only at 3.7. So as you can guess, it'll be pretty easy for us to get it up. So if we look at the spells we can get. Freezing Aura will just make our weapon frost. I don't believe it even works on bows, so pretty pointless. Bolt of Cold is pretty strong, as is Freezing Cloud. There's just a couple of really good just attacks. The Bolt of Cold, you just kind of conjure and hurl a big old bolt. The Freezing Cloud, yeah, just a vapor cloud of ice. One good trick with that Freezing Cloud in an emergency, we would not want to have potions on us unless we had conservation, but what you can do is if you're worried about an enemy cloud, like say a dragon with like this confusing poison breath, well, as it turns out, the way that clouds work, you can't have two because like they kind of take up the air. So you can cast one on yourself if we got, let's say, double rank of resist cold or whatever, and then we're immune to all other clouds. That's not really a very good trick. It's mostly a good trick if you're using the poisonous cloud that doesn't do any damage, and then you have resist poison. Because a freezing cloud with 2 ranks of resist cold will still hurt us, and it will break our potions. But it's just something, a crawl trick to note is that you can only have one like cloud at a time, and the older cloud will like hang around. There won't be any air for the new cloud. Metabolic Inglatiation will just slow everything who's not resistant to cold, and it bypasses MR, but it scales off of hit dice. That's why it says tougher monsters. I mean, that's just really hype as an archer. That spell would be really good, because we would just slow them and then we would pincushion them and they can't get to us, right? Ozukubu's Refrigeration just damages everyone, not resistant to cold. So we've got a lot of level 6 spells that do things, and then Simulacrum, where you make like a copy. We've seen a couple of Simulacrums. We'd have to take some sort of flesh and make an ice clone of it. They're all at level 6. The problem is they're all kind of spread out and different, and I don't think we'd want all of them. Like, I could see any one of these spells being a useful linchpin. Okay, not Bolt of Cold. If I really wanted that, like, the only time it's better than Major Destruction is when I need specifically to be doing cold damage, and that's not very common. So Bolt of Cold, I would rather just train Major Destruction. But I could see cases for Freezing Cloud, and for Metabolic Inglatiation, and for Ozukubu's. I guess probably not for Simulacrum either, because again, I've got demons for days. But Freezing Cloud, Inglatiation, Ozukubu's, all of them I would be like okay using. I don't think I'm going to work on it though, because it's a big investment. We kind of just went into this. What it's going to do is it's going to sit in my mind. So like I said, Metabolic Inglatiation's good. If we find another good hex, then we'll train like 2/3 hexes, 1/3 ice, and learn Metabolic and that good hex, okay? And maybe if we find like a level 9 really good ice spell, we'll train Pure Ice and go for Ozukubu's. And then Concentration Ice Air, that will be harder. So the point is, this is going to sit in the back of our minds if we get another factor. it on its own, it doesn't make me want to do it. I'm feeling hungry. Oh, I'm out of flesh. No. There's an electric eel. Can't see it now. Walked in the water. The game's just, why would you want to do that? Minor destruction. Minor destruction. Minor destruction. Minor destruction. I feel slightly more hungry. Oh, it's another one. He's way off in the deep. I don't want to deal with him right now. Glowing ringmail. I think, is ringmail like one you can actually do strength-wise? Yeah, only 7. What you got for us, buddy? Oh, it's just also cold resistance, but it's ringmail instead of leather. So this is 14 AC, and this one is 10. Or no, we didn't click on 12. 2 more AC, and actually the ringmail isn't going to hinder us that much more, because we do have the strength. So let's go ahead and do this. And we'll just drop this, and if we ever decide later we'd rather be a little more nimble, but a little less AC, we'll go ahead. But this is not going to interfere much with us, even though we don't have any armor skill, just because we got the strength for it. Ow. Okay. Let's get out of eye shot of that asshole, and we'll kill this hypogryph. I've killed so much scarier slugs than the kind of slug you are. Get out of here. Hey, you're in the shallows now. Get out of the shallows. Yay! I kind of figured this would come eventually where I'd hit a little wall where it's a bit harder to be talking about stuff, because we're kind of finally getting to routine, which is nice. That stuff stopped being unpredictable and weird and we can hit routine. Alright. Wait, 7 and 10? This feels... Didn't I have them at lower than this? Did I take off my wizardry ring or something stupid? No, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. Oh, was there int on that, the one I dropped? Was there, like, plus int on that and I just forgot that? No, I don't think that had plus int on it. Oh, because Orcish. But yeah, no, Zemapups only had plus RC. I guess maybe I'm just misremembering. I could sure think that I had LRD better than this, though. The point is I want to get some practice in. So we're going to wield our Staff of Energy, and we're going to try this. These rapid deconstruction. So we can see that first one is what it's going to hit, and then the second is if we have, there's a chance based on the spell power and such, what it might also damage. And it takes, yeah, 5 of our mana. So it only has a chance to actually shatter. Oh, I'm casting Petrify. That would do it. So you notice how it will always make the wall do damage, but it only has a chance to shatter the wall, and that's based on spell power. So we're lightly contaminated and the floor vibrated. That was a miscast. Alright, that Staff of Energy is really nice for the testing purposes. So it's always, if it fires, it's always going to do the damage. It won't always break the wall. That's the main takeaway from that experiment. And how much hunger is that? Never do what I just did if you don't have that Staff of Energy. Alright. Yeah, we're going to keep training them both to at least 1% failure, and because I want LRD to be stronger so there are more kinds of walls I can more reliably break with it. It can always shatter, I think, crystal walls. Oh, yes, more arrows. This is a nice little top off. Like I said, you notice how we've been really liberal with arrows and it hasn't really mattered just because we have enough now, but it's still always nice to find a little mole. Let's go ahead and find out what this scroll is. Magic mapping. That's a really good one to have. And now our level is mapped. Doesn't look like anything exciting's happening here, so we'll just walk around on it. Eat porcupine. Ugh. Killing cute animals. It's just what I'm about. Okay, Hydras. Hydras are the serious of businesses. He looks extremely dangerous, as you may notice. So then, we're going to go and kind of get into Hydras. The thing though about Hydras is that their head count really matters. He's 8-headed Hydra. Alright, let's look for 8-headed Hydra. See Hydra. You can't look them up by heads. I thought you could, and I was going to show off that you can check per head. But okay, see, 18 damage per head. How many heads he's got? 8. He can kill us in one hit. We need to respect that. And so, also worth noting, if you've got an edged weapon, he will grow heads as you slice it. And I think they tell you that in the thing. It's very important if you're using edged weapons. Yeah, if you use any cutting weapon bigger than a dagger or quick blade. Unless you've got a fire weapon. And Troll's Claws, when they say even may, it is yes. Absolutely, Trolls can. Like I said, a lot of people worship, like Troll Monks, I'll worship Mokleb just to have Hydra fighting potential. Now I have Hydra fighting potential outside of Mokleb, but I'm still going to use Mokleb. We're going to try just Lesser Servant, though. And we're going to switch to this. We're going to start shooting. On any turn where we can't shoot, we need to micromanage our distance from this Hydra. So what we're going to do is we're going to order them to attack the Hydra by shouting. And then we're going to go and get some. He's already dead. We may need to summon again. We're going to take another shot or two, and we're going to see how it goes. Yeah, we need to summon again. But that's fine, because like a lot of times I'll summon a greater servant just to kill a Hydra, and that costs like something like 5 to 8 piety or something. So 2 lessers is still quite cheap for a Hydra kill, if we can get it for that cost, which I think we can. Yes! Thank you, Gecko. You are a saint. Now, we want to fight, okay? Okay, this is going to be awesome. We want to hurt this Hydra. But Hito, you may say. That Gecko is in the way. You can't hurt that Hydra. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Da-da! There we got another. We got to choose in, and then we also just got some in, so that was cool. Here we go. That was our first use of LRD to actually help us, and that came pretty much in the nick of time, where we got to use the Gecko to body block, and we're going to cut more flesh because we might be super hungry, but there we go. That was a threat that could have killed us in one hit, and we beat it unscathed, and LRD got online at the exact same instance. We had a use case where we could have really used it. Otherwise, we would have had to basically summon again and just hope that we could like interpose it while we had that Gecko to screen. We probably could have pulled this off without LRD, but it would have costed us at a minimum more piety and may have also been riskier. Another Hydra. We're going to summon a Lesser Servant every Hydra. I'm going to be honest with you. In fact, someone mentioned in the thread, Hito, you are way too conservative with your summons. And my reason for that is because if I don't think the situation needs it, I want to try to stay at max piety and not just close to max, because maybe that will make the difference between 1 or 2 or 3 greater demons, which at some point could really affect my day. But yeah, Hydras, that's an example where I'm going to start to agree with that poster and say every Hydra gets a summon. I don't care if it's dangerous or not. Alright, we don't have clear line of effect on this guy, so this turn is... Oh wait, that's going to hurt our demon, and that's actually not good. So instead, we're going to see if we can pull off this Petrify. Oh, Petrify is a projectile. I did not know that, actually. So instead, we're just going to see if our bros can handle this and go from there. Wow, he doesn't give a shit about my bros is the problem. Okay. That was useful, that he slowed down. I'm going to check Hydra's MR to see what's the right move here. Like if I want to go for 52. I don't think I want to go for the Petrify, but then he's going to probably go for us. Oh wait, he hasn't noticed me. Something happened that made him not notice me, so hopefully that means he's going for the Smoke Demon. Yeah, okay. This is fine. We don't need to waste trying to Petrify them. We'll just shoot him. Yay! That was cool. Okay. I'll take it. Oh, a Basilisk. Hello, fellow Petrifier. Oh, wait, you know what would be really funny? Okay. That was loud. We heard a croak and an angry hiss, so we woke up things. That spell's loud. So we probably got some friends coming, so we're going to kind of step back. We're going to shoot, even though the giant frog on his own does not at all merit arrows. We're going to use them just because I heard a hiss too, and I think that means another basilisk or a snake or something. Oh, never mind, it was an iguana. We could have switched to the flail, but there were a lot of dangerous things that hiss, so to be safe, I wanted to have the bow in my hand. Didn't end up mattering, though. Scroll of noise. We were in a situation earlier that could have helped, so yeah, we're going to make the effort and pick it up and stuff. Hey, a ruined robe. I mean, we've got resist cold on, like, leather and ringmail now, so it's a pretty tough sell that will want to wear a robe of anything, but, like, I'll grab it and put it on. Agate snails take forever to kill. Wait, I got a lot of food on hand. I'm going to just spam Mockleb attacks instead. Withdraws into his shell. Now it becomes even harder to kill, but he doesn't do anything. It's just there to waste my ammunition, basically. Which is why I stopped using ammunition. My health is slowly going down just from using the Mockleb abilities. I know it doesn't cost piety, but when I use it that many times in a row, I need to like look at it again and assure myself that I wasn't spending piety there, because that would have been so stupid. But no, it's just there. Hey, it's another Hydra. Every Hydra gets a summon. Doot 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 doot. We'll do the period. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do another one. Like I said, 2 lesser servants for a Hydra is still quite cheap. On average, it's 1 piety, right? So, whatever. I think LRD is going to do more damage here. I think it hurts more than our arrows do, so we'll go ahead and throw 1 down. I don't know if it's likely to hit me, but I guess to be safe. 3. This makes me sad, but yeah, we're doing 3. Now, you are out of here. So yeah, 3, that was an average, like a piety and a half, and we'll get that with a couple corpses. So like that every fight, that actually isn't that big. Like I just sound really hesitant about it because I'm very miserly. So don't learn that from me. Like it's better to spam definitely in those situations, and it's just the fact that I'm that miserly all the time is why in those bad situations I will always have more than enough to do what I need to do. But I actually, like, 3 lesser servants per Hydra, that actually would not at all be a bad, like, conversion rate. Like, I could sustain that as long as I needed to. Because, like, we're going to butcher 1 and then save 1 and get exalted by our warship. Yeah, and see? Mockleb is going to be a fan of us now. Rupert! Okay, Rupert is pretty heavy shit, as I recall. He's a berserker who looks dangerous, and he's very resistant to hostile enchantments, which is quite a shame because we would really like to petrify him. So what's our game plan here? Honestly, with Rupert, it may even be a time to drop a greater goddamn servant of Mockleb. You do not, and Rupert can paralyze you. You don't fuck with Rupert. In fact, because of the risk that Rupert, like this turn, drops paralyze on my honky ass, and I can't act and I die, this is it. This is for our first time. We're casting Greater Servant. We have an Executioner. He gestures and seems to speed up. He can haste himself. Executioners are insanely good. Rupert's very dangerous, so is this dude, and he's on our team. And one thing to note about Executioners, though, is they can kind of be problematic against Hydras, because they'll attack like 4 times a turn. And so they'll give the Hydra, like they'll double its heads or whatever in a turn. So on the minus side, do not stand next to a Hydra while your Executioner's fighting it, because it may uber buff your Hydra and kill it. On the other hand, this isn't necessarily a problem as long as you're far away, because here's the Executioner giving a Hydra 4 heads a turn. The Executioner will still probably win, because Executioners are horrifying. So now we're going to go... Oh, wait, we need to... Not Y, fucking T is what I need to hit. Oh, damn it. I'm confused. I need to drink a potion. This is way too dangerous. I just needed to yell. For fuck's sake, dude. Stop yelling and making me lose my wits so I can yell at you. I hit the wrong button. I hit Y instead of T, and Y is a WAD key. That's the only reason I need to use those two curing. I need to order him to attack first. Okay, now I'm going to walk away. And we're going to just watch it happen. Bonk. Rupert went berserk. Guess who's also berserk? Yeah, see, and he actually beat my dude. But he got really hurt in the process, so get out of here. No, because... Oh, shit. I was trying to hit no and hit it 2 to the right, but I guess I canceled all the wrong prompt and it made me walk twice instead. So this is kind of intense. I don't want to die for that, so... But he's really weak, so I just need to kill him. He's almost dead. But he's berserk. Let's see if we can get him to stop on our Crimson Imp. No. He hit the Imp, but he was still fast enough to chase us. I think our best plan here is... Let me make sure he can't kill me in one hit. Because I'm going to try to avoid using my only blinking scroll on this just because he is almost dead. But that is a classic crawl thing to say and then die. So let me just confirm quick. Rupert is 21. He's got a battle axe. 15. Yeah, even with flaming, there's no way he can kill us in one hit. So we're going to... What's going to do our most damage? Is it going to be a wand of fire, or is it going to be actually major destruction? I think this is our most damaging one shot. Yep, it is. An iron shot in this case. We're going to eat this green rat flesh. Yeah, that was a little hairy because of that fuck up that we did. I say we. I say we because it's the let's play royal we is what you want to say. But notice we're still at max pips of piety even with our one greater, so that was nice. So there you go. There was a situation where Greater Servant was absolutely called for. And we're glad to be worshipping Makleb. But I say we normally because it's like, hey, we're all together, let's play. But like, that fuck up was entirely me hitting the button wrong, so I don't like saying we for that situation. I don't want to blame you for me hitting the wrong prompt twice. We always get a couple of turns if he paralyzes us, so we don't need to summon until, well, unless he paralyzes us, I should say, because indeed, that time he did not. We just got a third wand of fire. Oh, there's a fire drake. Is he weak to cold as a fire drake? No, he's just resistant to fire. So since he's resistant to fire and we're using a fire bow, actually, yeah, let's just walk away from the fucking guy. Haha. Oh. Except I haven't explored this corner, and auto explores like, no, you need to see this corner of rock. It's intense, man. So, I don't know. Was he only... Did he look easy, right? No, dangerous. I kind of just want to beat him to death with my flail. I guess I'm just gonna Lesser Servant before I do that. And then, yeah, we're just gonna beat him to death with our flail. T, attack that guy. Just to make sure my Howling gets off his ass. Attack that guy, you shithead. Minor destruction. Bonk. Okay. Ugh. Summon's kind of annoying. Nothing to eat. Still at full piety, so it's okay. We're kind of... Oh, wait, that was minor destruction. It was even not major. It was just... I have a lot of invo, so it didn't matter. Alright, yeah, we're pretty much there for the failure at lower percent. I'm actually going to call it at 3%. I'm not going to get it to 1 quite yet. I want to go and diversify. My first order of business is I want to just grab a little bit more info and get that Greater Demon. Now that we've seen we're in situations where they're really clutch, I want to get him to 0% and knock down the hostile chance, because hostile one would be terrifying. I'm probably going to do Evo because of all I've been hyping it, but that one I need to think about. I'm going to take a break on doing spellcasting because there is the chance I can just whip out my Staff of Energy and spam LRDs. I don't know if I want to do that over having the option to have the bow in, but since it's on the table, I'm not going to blindly train spellcasting. And we're going to just try to remain flexible, I think, for a bit longer. But that Earth Magic 11, that LRD, we already saw is pretty good, and we can get it to be even stronger. And we may just do that, but I at least want to break into some info, and then kind of make up my mind about what to train next. It's also, I'm about to cut this video like when this floor is done. So this will be another interactive one, and unlike this game that I did very quickly in real time after the last game, I'm going to have a bit bigger of a break of this one to kind of say, what do you guys think we should do next? I mean, we've got this Book of Ice. Like I said, I think I want to wait on it until I find if there's another spell book that has overlapping Magisteria. Like some really good reason to get something else here over anything. I think in a vacuum, Metabolic Inglatiation would be, if I got anything from this book, I'd get that. Just because it synergizes so well with archery and summoning and all of that. Just as slow so that we can do more shit at range and then walk away. We could go back to training our bows and just say we've got LRD and our summons as our backups and we're going to focus on our bow being primary. We could train the Earth Magic to get LRD to max power. We could even, as a comedy option, put a bunch more into Evo and be ready for the Sack the Box, and then the Staff of Energy will let us spam more LRDs because we can evoke it to channel it for more mana. None of these are bad. With the Mana Shield, it's also worth noting we'll lose mana faster, but then if we use that staff, it can also be like a staff of hit points. We're kind of in a really cool spot now where we're really powerful. We got a lot of options, and it's just what option do we want to start scaling up for when the game gets scarier. And part of that's just going to be if we find a really particularly choice piece of loot, that's going to make or break it for us. And otherwise, I'm going to open the floor to you guys a bit and get your thoughts about what you think Hito's next direction should be. Sound F.